When I started off last episode talking about revenge, I had no idea at the time it was going to become, well, the theme of the season. As you know, we started off against Forge FC, the team that wrested the championship out of our cold, dead hands, and we beat them. Well, now we have the opportunity to do the same thing against the team that knocked us out of the Canadian Championship. And welcome everyone to episode number 22 of The American Dream. I am Mr. Cellophane. How you doing? Hope you're having a great day. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that like button before it gets too late. Also subscribe to the channel if you have not. That is my reminder at the beginning of the episode, and it seems to be working. Thank you all for your support. We start off today with our second round matchup. It's the quarterfinals of the Canadian Championship, and for the second straight year, we are taking on the Vancouver Whitecaps. Now, we do have an advantage this season. Last year, we traveled across town to BC Place. We took them on in their building. This time, they are coming to us. Willoughby Community Park is going to be hosting Vancouver versus Vancouver. It's the Eagles versus the Whitecaps. And that's coming up in just a sec. And hopefully I distracted you enough while I was talking that nobody noticed the league table, because we've got highlights. We followed up our 2-1 opening round victory with a beautiful move by Mohamedou Kane. Deked everybody out, especially the goalie Filion, to put us up 1-0 against Halifax in their building. Now, they were able to get one back, but it was scored by us. Ball that made it through everyone except for Noah Abotna. But Isaiah Johnston from the penalty spot in the 57th minute put us back ahead to make it back-to-back 2-1 victories for Vancouver to start the season. So I figured we need to break the trend in the BC Derby, and 3 minutes in, off of a corner kick, Johnston got it in for Didier, who found a lane and put us up 1-0 over Pacific FC, and he wasn't done. Didier, with the ball, moving it to his right foot, finds Verhoeven, cutting through the defense, putting it past Torres to go up 2-0. That's where we ended the first half, but in the second, we picked up right where we left off. Another beautiful feed in through to Noah Verhoeven, his second goal of the match, 3-0 Vancouver FC, and we would add a fourth as Adeweme threw it in. Watson cleared it away. Farsi, looking back post, though, finds Ryan Beecher for his first goal of the year and our second victory of the season over Pacific FC. This one was rather emphatic at 4-0. So why stop there? Bassong throwing it in. El Anabi playing it back. Noah Verhoeven from range. He has been on fire. We are going to take a 2-0 lead into the half as Noah Abotna fed Mohamedou Kane in. A beautiful chip into the top far corner to make us make it a 2-0 lead. Now, Salter did put home a penalty to bring Ottawa back within one. But then again, off the corner, once again, El Anabi scoring his first goal of the year in second half stoppage time to give us a 3-1 win over Atletico Ottawa. So we took our nice little unbeaten streak on the road to Calgary FC, and it looked like it was going to come to an end as Eric Kobza, with a shot that somehow made it through from outside the D, put Calgary up 1-0, and that's where we were after 45. But early in the second half, it was Alain Didier with a perfect pass from Isaiah Johnson to level things up at 1, and then Noah Verhoeven picking off the pass, feeding Riazan Seb, who carries it up himself, lays it in from 20 yards out to give Vancouver FC yet another 2-1 win. So all in all, a pretty good month of April for Vancouver FC, going 5-0-0 in the league. We are on top with 15 points, 7 points clear of Valor FC already. No other team has won more than 2 matches, and we're spreading the wealth around as you look at the league leaders. Yeah, we don't have a lot of names up there, and you know what? I'm okay with that. So even though we are flying high, we do have a player that is slightly on the grumpy side, and that is Noah Abotna. You remember we talked about how when we signed Juan Castillo, a left wing back, the center back, Abotna, was a little upset he was going to lose playing time. So we made the promise, no, you don't have to worry. You're not going to lose playing time to Juan Castillo. That promise has obviously come up, and he is still unhappy. He's still worried that Castillo is going to take his position on the team. And he is very upset with us because we did not fulfill the promise that he was going to not lose playing time to Juan Castillo. So Abada and I had the initial conversation about the promise on the 1st of April. And then it was after the Pacific FC match, the second one, that he decided that I didn't keep my promise as his manager. 5 matches were played. One was a friendly against Halifax Wanderers. The others were either in the league or in the competition. He played all 90 minutes of all 5 of those matches at center back. Juan Castillo, on the other hand, only started 2 of those matches. One was the friendly against Halifax, all at left wing back. Only one of those did he play the full 90. Only 2 other times did he come on as a substitute after the 70th minute. But yeah, I didn't keep my promise. That all being said, it is not stopping me from starting Noah Abotna in this match because generally he has played very well. It's going to be George Marks in goal. El Anabi, Abotna, and Giffard as our back 3. Basong and Farsi on the wingback. Simmons and Johnston in the midfield with Verhoeven ahead of them. Our strike pair today is going to be Mohamedou Kane and Alain Didier. Can we exact our revenge on the Vancouver Whitecaps team that knocked us out of this competition last year? I would certainly like to think so. They're playing a 4-3-3 under Angel Gomez as the teams take the pitch. It's the Vancouver FC Eagles hosting the Vancouver Whitecaps in the quarterfinals of the Canadian Championship. And hopefully we can just continue to play our game. We've got a nice balanced mentality. We are in a formation that works very, very well for us. Took us to the top of the Canadian Premier League last year, which I know we lost in the playoffs, but it's okay. And we didn't do very well in the CONCACAF Champions Cup, although we did take a victory off of Pumas at home. That was a lot of fun, and it gave us motivation to next year put on an even better showing. We are going to throw some encouragement out. There's nothing really happening in the first 35 minutes or so, except a header from Robinson off of set piece, sailing wide. George Marks doesn't need to make a save. 5th shot of the match for the Vancouver Whitecaps. They have only managed 1 on target so far. We've gotten 2 on target, but there is absolutely no scoring. So I do so very love when we come here and do these live commentaries. As you've seen with all of those highlights, there were plenty of highlights to go in each of the matches that we played off camera. Dieber with the corner kick. Marks is going to come off his line and handle that easily. 5 minutes have expired so far in this second half as Marks looks to go long and catch the Whitecaps out, but sadly, Tolkien is going to settle it down. Play it ahead for Gold. Gold, I remember playing such a pivotal role for the Whitecaps in their victory against us last year. Powell ahead for Tolkien, quickly to Gold, moving it up that left wing as he carries it closer and closer to that sideline. Barriel in the middle. He's going to find Robbie Robinson with his second goal of the season. And, he was apparently going to be onside as Sami El Anabi missed an interception, which led to the goal. Why did I have to talk about how I was upset that there were a lack of highlights? Because as soon as I did, bam, we find a highlight. So we will demand more from our team, even though we know that does absolutely nothing. It does make me feel better. El Anabi, Abotna, and Giffard not draping themselves in glory on this back line. In fact, we are going to have to go to a more positive mentality, I think, because nothing is happening. We've only gotten 1 shot off on goal this entire second half. Isaiah Johnston is a little tired. Elan Khanusi is going to come in. Alain Didier is furious. So we'll bring in Riazansev to take his place. We don't want furious people. We don't want anxious people, which is why Juan Castillo is going to come in for Zoran Basong as we make changes with about 20 minutes left to go and a chance on the corner. Castillo looking to deliver from the left foot, headed on by James Giffard, his second goal of the season, and Vancouver FC has equalized this match at 1. First positive highlight for our team coming over 73 minutes into this contest, but you know what? I'm not going to complain about that, and it came right after we made the change. So Castillo delivering an absolutely beautiful corner to the near post, and James Giffard doing what he does best, or at least what we thought he did best before we signed him. Still, jury's out whether he's going to see out the rest of the season with us. We weren't able to find a taker for him so far in the transfer window. Takaoka sending it long. Gefrard playing it. It's got Verhoeven, who settles it down, but he's overtaken by Igor Jesus. And here come the Whitecaps the other way. Igor Jesus to Tolkien, feeding it wide to the left. Barriel knocked away by Farsi, but Barriel stays with it. Gonzalez up for Tolkien. He's got a man on him, and that is Ryazantsev, who will overtake him and steal it away. James Gefrard. 4 minutes have been added on. We've played a minute and a half of that. Hanusi back for Noah Abadna. Simmons for El Anabi. Can we move it forward? Please. I mean, we're doing great with the possession, but we are in our own end. Castillo sending it across. Verdugo intercepts. Drops for Igor Jesus, and the counterattack is on. Verdugo finding a seam, taking the shot, and missing everything. So, blissfully with 2 minutes left, Vancouver Whitecaps see their best chance go a begging. And sadly, we are hitting probably our absolute worst aspect of our game, and that is the penalty shootout. Didn't we go to a shootout against them last year? I feel like we did. Schaff, the first shooter for the Whitecaps, facing George Marks, and he puts it right down the middle to give Vancouver Whitecaps a 1-0 lead. Noah Verhoeven stepping in for us against Takaoka, who, yeah, he came up here. I'm having memories now. Verhoeven, though, slotting it into the bottom corner to tie things up at 1. Gold stepping in. Oh, my goodness gracious. I think I remember them saying it's whoever makes the first mistake is going to lose, and, well, that was us. It's Vancouver Whitecaps 2, Vancouver FC 1. Mohamedou Kane. Can he tie it up? Nope. The funny thing is, right before I hit record, I was flipping through and I was looking at our league comparison, and offensively, we are absolutely fantastic as Dieber makes it 3-1, except our free kick taking and our penalty kick taking were among the worst in the league, and our fate in Mo Farsi. I think I need to sell Mo Farsi. It makes me so sad to say, but I think I need to sell Mo Farsi because there was absolutely no gumption in that attempt at all. Powell to put the game away, and he does. 1-1 in regulation, but 4-1 in penalties. Vancouver Whitecaps are moving on. That's okay. I guess we'll just have to win the league now. So yeah, this is us. Generally, on the technical end, we are excellent. We've got the best first touch in the league. Our throw-ins are up there. Free kicks, though, yeah, near the bottom. Penalties, near the bottom. And even though this move does absolutely nothing to improve our penalty-taking abilities, it's only 5. We have signed Alain Didier to a nice little extension. He will be with us on $500 a week. That's a raise from like $190, but he is absolutely worth it. We've got him signed through the end of the 2030 season, and we have an optional extension, 3 years. Now from the good to the bad, David Bastianelli, the 18-year-old youth player who kind of has a slack personality, has been showing it. He is not going to be available selection for match day. Not that we were going to select him anyway, but he won't be available because he was seen leaving a bar late the night before. This is the second time he has been caught doing something in recent weeks, so we have just granted Bastianelli his release. Yeah, so that was fun. Anyway, we've got so many matches coming up. We are going to rotate the squad a little bit as we take on 7th place York United. We are on the road, however. It is going to be George Marks in goal. We're going to have a back three of James Palmer, James Gefrard, and Paul Amadume making a rare start. It will be Juan Castillo and Matteo Schiavone on the wings. Yeah, I'm still a little cheesed off at Mo Farsi, but because of his new wage demands, nobody wants him, even if we wanted to sell him. So we're kind of stuck with our captain, who is exploring his options and generally being a jerk. Simmons and Johnson remain in the midfield. Verhoeven's going to stay ahead of them. It's going to be Ryazantsev and Didier leading the line. I guess the last time we played York United, we lost against them because I just got to give the revenge team talk. They are a very narrow system, but then again, so are we. We have won 4 of our last 5, the only draw coming against the Vancouver Whitecaps, and the game that we just saw. I almost said the episode we just saw. Oh my goodness gracious. I am absolutely losing my mind. York United is in the white. We are in the black, and we are set to get underway. Hopefully we can keep our winning streak going and expand our lead on the table as we go to 6-0-0, but still a lot of football to be played between now and then. It gets over the line, but Johnston heading it out wide left. Castillo's got it ahead for Didier. In a bit of traffic, so we'll lay it back for James Palmer. Palmer in on loan, the 19-year-old getting some minutes here. Simmons, Verhoeven, Didier with it. Again, gets away from trouble. Shivani getting it back from Johnson along the near side, trying to feed Didier, but Lalish is going to get in the way of that, and the ball will ultimately be played back to the York United goalkeeper as Hassel looks to send it into the Vancouver end. Palmer is there, chests it down and plays it to Castillo, and Vancouver looks to go back on the attack. Castillo feeding it forward. It comes through the Verhoeven. Verhoeven with a shot inside the far post, his 5th goal of the year. What a beautiful attack. And it's York United 0, Vancouver 1. I did think with that play that Stirring, the center back for York United, who has been a transfer target of ours, I think I talked about this last season, the last time we took them on, thought that he had made a play negating one of the offensive players, but it made its way through the Verhoeven, and he was able to find the back of the net. And that is where we are after the first 45 minutes. Not a single shot on goal for York United. We've only managed 3, one of them on target, but we made it count. The team coming out of the locker room for the second half, not nearly as rowdy as I normally would have expected them, but we have played a lot of football in just a couple of weeks. Dadaluque intercepting, playing it ahead for De Rosario, who will give it back to Dadaluque. There is Stirring. Dadaluque once again as York United, trying to find an inroads. Dadaluque does get past his man, but they'll play it back by Hughes. Up for Daly. Oh, he finds Her in behind the line, and Ryan Her makes us pay for some lax defense on the back. His 2nd goal of the year. It's York United 1, Vancouver 1. And where did this breakdown occur? Well, it came with Amadume. Stepped up just a little bit too much, and that really doesn't make me happy because that's not normally the way that we play defense. Now, was Her onside or off? It's close, but they said he was onside, and the goal is going to count. So Amadume may not be long for this match as we come up on the hour mark. Ryan Her in the 50th minute, Noah Verhoeven in the 13th. Those are the 2 goals in this match, and it's a case, I think, of a little bit of complacency maybe. I mean, we've played very well in the league, going 5-0 to start the season. We won handily in the preliminary round of the Canadian Championship as Didier is in, and he cannot find the target. It's going to be a goal kick for York United. Let's make some changes. That is not the button to do that. No. Make substitution. First off, Amadume. He's going to make way for Sammy El Anabi. Good thing I keep a lot of defenders on the bench. Alain Didier feeling nervous. He'll make way for Mohamedou Kane as we make 2 changes. I can't believe Didier missed that. He had a wide open shot. But after winning our first 6, then drawing against a very tough Vancouver Whitecaps team that went deep in that competition last year, and just we could not get by them on penalties as we demand more, and we're going to go attacking for the final couple of minutes. See if it does anything. Castillo with the throw-in in the final third. Castillo along the sideline, looking back post, way too far ahead of Shivani, but he is going to get the clearance. Shivani into the middle, Mohamedou Kane, and it's a save made by Hassel. 3 minutes have been added on as we tick down to the end of the original 90. Castillo looking to send it in. Where is James Giffard when you need him? Taking his time, Castillo, Stirring, heading it up. Giffard on, but there's not a lot of gumption behind that one, and Hassel will make a very easy save. 2 shots on goal for York United in the match. They hit the target once, and it was the goal scored by Ryan Her. And our 5-game win streak in the league comes to an end. We do remain, though, undefeated as we tie York United 1-1. Well, regardless, we still maintain a 6-point lead at the top of the table. 16 points through 6 matches. That ain't too bad, but back-to-back draws. little bit of cause for concern. We're going to go back to our normal little format for tomorrow's episode, so it will be our next match, which is midweek against Atletico Ottawa. Then we'll play a bunch off camera, and I think we're going to come back in the beginning of the month of June with Valor FC, and I hope to see you all then. Thank you very much for being here today. Sorry I couldn't give you a win. I took care of all of those before I hit record. I appreciate you being here. If you liked what you saw, make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you have not, or if you are brand new. And if you are brand new, well, welcome. I hope you like it here. I'll see everybody next time. Until then, bye-bye.